seven-time ADCC champion, four-time EBI king, and undefeated in over 60 matches since 2018. Yet it often feels like half the titles Gordon Ryan has collected don't even show up on Wikipedia. With a staggering record of 159 wins against only 9 losses, it's a curious anomaly, almost as if the sheer volume of his competitive success has outpaced the record-keeping of even the most dedicated online encyclopedias. So if you're like us, fascinated by the intersection of raw talent, relentless dedication, and perhaps a touch of calculated controversy, then stick around for the next few minutes, because what we're about to do is embark on a chronological journey, meticulously counting every major belt, every bracket he's dominated, and every super fight that collectively built the most polarizing dynasty in grappling history. This isn't just a list, it's an archaeological dig into the competitive landscape of modern no-gi jiu-jitsu, revealing the layers of accomplishment that define the man who calls himself the King. The Colored Belt Foundation. Our journey into Gordon's competitive ledger begins not with a dominant gold medal, but with a bronze. At purple belt, specifically at the 2014 Pans No-Gi Championship, he secured a third-place finish. Now, on paper, third place doesn't exactly sound like the stuff of legends, especially for a figure who started his jiu-jitsu journey at age 15 and would later become synonymous with absolute dominance. But context, as always, is key. That bronze medal wasn't just a consolation prize, it was a testament to his burgeoning skill. In that bracket, he had navigated a field that included 2 future UFC fighters, elite athletes even then, and only lost on advantages, a subjective scoring metric often debated in BJJ, to a seasoned brown belt. It was a performance that hinted at the monstrous potential lurking beneath the surface. The very next year, having rapidly ascended to brown belt, Ryan truly began to demonstrate the destructive force that would become his hallmark. He entered the World No-Gi Championship, and to put it mildly, he absolutely wrecked the bracket. Competing at 181 pounds, he stormed through the competition, securing the gold medal without ceding a single point to any opponent. This wasn't just winning. This was a complete shutdown, a technical masterclass that left no room for doubt. And here's where the narrative truly accelerates. On the same weekend, he also entered the Nawaza Challenge. This was a submission-only event, notable for being run by the UAE Embassy, a format that perfectly suited his aggressive style. In this challenge, he achieved 5 submissions in 5 rounds, accumulating a total mat time of a mere 12 minutes. This wasn't just impressive, it was a statement. That double gold weekend is what his mentor John Danaher famously dubbed the green light moment. It was the weekend Ryan's camp collectively decided that he was unequivocally ready to plunge into the deep, challenging waters of black belt competition, capping a stellar 5-year climb from a teenager to a world-class grappler. Black belt, first blood, EBI 6. The transition to black belt for most athletes is a period of adjustment, often marked by initial struggles against more experienced competitors. For Gordon Ryan, however, it was merely a launching pad for immediate impact. Just weeks after receiving his black belt from Gary Tonon in February 2016, becoming Tonon's first-ever black belt student, Ryan accepted a last-minute call to replace an injured Eddie Cummings at EBI 6. EBI, the Eddie Bravo Invitational, was a cutting-edge submission-only tournament known for its exciting rule set that forced finishes. It was a high-profile stage, and Ryan was stepping onto it as a fresh black belt. His performance was nothing short of a seismic event. He dispatched his first opponent, Jason Flynn, with a rear-naked choke, a clear signal of his jiu-jitsu prowess. His second opponent in the quarterfinals, Marcelo Salazar, also fell victim to a knee bar. Then in the semifinals, Gordon Ryan defeated Yuri Simoes in the overtime via rear-naked choke. The stage was then set for the final, where he faced the Russian bear phenom, Rustam Chisayev. Rustam was a formidable opponent and a significant test for any black belt. Yet Ryan, with a composure that belied his experience, systematically broke him down and defeated him in the overtime via rear-naked choke. This single event marked multiple milestones: his first black belt title, his first significant paycheck, and his first viral moment. catapulting his name into the broader grappling consciousness. EBI 8, 11, and 14, the streak builds. The EBI 6 victory wasn't a fluke, it was the opening salvo in what would become a remarkable streak. Fast forward 7 months to EBI 8 in September 2016, where Ryan competed in the middleweight division 185 pounds. The grappling world was now watching, but perhaps not fully prepared for the sheer ruthlessness he would display. He faced 4 opponents that night: Matt Arroyo, Mike Hillebrand, Josh Hayden, and Kyle Griffin to win the tournament. In the first round, Gordon defeated Matt Arroyo by heel hook. In the quarterfinals, he defeated Mike Hillebrand by a rear naked choke. Then in the semifinals, he defeated Josh Hayden by a rear naked choke in overtime. And in the final, Gordon Ryan defeated Kyle Griffin by heel hook to win the championship. It was a display of efficiency that left commentators grasping for superlatives, earning him the moniker the Iron Dragon in the style of a menacing boxing or MMA champion. This wasn't just winning, it was dismantling. In March 5, 2017, Ryan took on the EBI 11 welterweight, 170 pounds. He faced significant opponents: Jean-Paul Lobosanlani, Chris McCarsky, Marcelo Goncalves, and finally Wagner Rocha. Yet his finishing rate remained undiminished. He submitted everyone in his path to earning his 3rd EBI title. Round 1 submitted Jean-Paul Lobosanlani by rear naked choke. Round 2 submitted Chris McCarsky with an arm and guillotine. Semi-final submitted Marcelo Goncalves with a rear naked choke after taking his back. Final defeated Wagner Rocha with a rear naked choke to win the tournament. It was a demonstration of technical superiority that transcended size and strength, reinforcing his status as a submission machine who could finish anyone at any weight. The streak wasn't just building, it was becoming legendary. Then, few months later, in December 3, 2017, Gordon Ryan entered the EBI 14 that gathered 16 athletes of different grappling backgrounds. Having 3 EBI belts, Gordon Ryan the biggest name on this absolute division. As hinted in our preview piece, the card didn't offer too much of an opposition for Ryan, who dominated his side of the brackets with ease. He defeated Borowicz by an outside heel hook, Donabedian by armbar, Hellenberg in overtime, and finally Craig Jones in overtime. ADCC 2017. The ADCC World Championship is the Olympics of grappling. Its prestige is unparalleled, being an invitation-only event held only once every 2 years. To even qualify is a monumental achievement. To medal is to etch your name into history. In 2017, Gordon Ryan made his ADCC debut, entering the highly competitive 88-kilogram division. The bracket was a murderer's row of grappling talent featuring legends and champions. Ryan, however, embarked on a legendary run, first winning a referee decision against Dylan Dennis, then submitting the decorated Romulo Bahal with a rear naked choke. After another decision win over the iconic Xande Ribeiro, he faced Keenan Cornelius in the final. There, Ryan secured the gold medal with a masterful mounted guillotine, submitting a notoriously durable opponent. But his weekend was far from over. Ryan then stormed through the absolute division, submitting Roberto Cyborg Abreu, Craig Jones, and Muhammad Ali to reach his 2nd final of the tournament. In the absolute final, he faced his rival Felipe Pena, where he experienced a rare setback on the big stage, losing on points. This loss deepened their rivalry, as Pena had also been the only person to submit Ryan at black belt the year prior. Yet the result was arguably the most successful debut in ADCC history. Ryan left with 2 medals draped around his neck, a gold in his 88-kilogram weight class, and a silver in the absolute division. For a first-time competitor, this was an astonishing performance that solidified his status as a dominant force in grappling and set the stage for one of the sport's most compelling rivalries. IBJJF no-gi double-double. It's a well-known phenomenon in elite no-gi grappling that many top-tier athletes tend to shy away from the IBJJF circuit. The primary reason, the points-based system, which some perceive as less conducive to the aggressive submission hunting styles favored in pure no-gi competitions. However, Gordon Ryan, ever the contrarian and always seeking to prove his comprehensive skill set, showed up anyway. In 2018, he entered the IBJJF World No-Gi Championship and the Pan No-Gi Championship. His performance was a testament to his adaptability and dominance. In an incredible display, he won double gold at both events, securing first place in his weight class and the absolute division at both the Worlds and the Pans. These back-to-back 4 gold medal victories cemented a unique historical achievement. With these wins, Gordon Ryan became the only athlete ever to hold both IBJJF brown belt and black belt no-gi world titles. It was a clear demonstration that his game was not only effective in the submission-only arena, but also utterly dominant within the more traditional points-oriented landscape. Quintet 3-team title. Beyond individual accolades, Gordon Ryan also demonstrated his dominance in the unique format of Quintet. Quintet is a 5-on-5 team grappling event with a survival format. The rules are distinct, submission only, and the last man standing wins for his team. It's a grueling test of endurance, technique, and strategic depth. In September 2018, Ryan led Team Alpha Male into Quintet 3. His individual performance was nothing short of legendary. He submitted grappling icon Josh Barnett and jiu-jitsu world champion Marco Souza to advance his team to the finals. There, he submitted both Craig Jones and Vitor Shaolin Ribeiro to secure the team's victory. The end result was a team trophy, a substantial paycheck for his efforts, and perhaps most importantly, viral clips. These clips introduced him to a much wider audience, particularly among MMA fans who might not have been following the pure grappling scene as closely. It was another layer added to his growing legend. ADCC 2019. Ascension. 2 years after his impressive ADCC debut, Gordon Ryan returned in 2019, moving up to the 99-kilogram division. This weight class is universally acknowledged as the Shark Tank of ADCC, and Ryan was the undisputed man to beat. Such was the stigma of his prowess that most opponents adopted an evasive backpedaling game, hoping to survive or win on a technicality rather than engage him skill for skill. It didn't work. After defeating Lucas Barbosa on points in the semifinal, Ryan ran through the division, capping his run by submitting Vinicius Ferreira with a rear naked choke in the final to claim his second ADCC weight class gold. But he wasn't done. He then entered the absolute division, submitting Pedro Marinho teammate Gary Tonon and the tournament's breakout lightweight star Lachlan Giles to reach the final. There he faced the legendary Marcus Buchecha Almeida. In a tense strategic final, Ryan defeated Buchecha via a penalty point, securing his first ADCC absolute title. It was during this event that commentators, reflecting the collective sentiment of the grappling world, officially crowned him king. Embracing the persona, Ryan began appearing with a crown and robe as the community conceded that his double gold performance had made him the undisputed pound-for-pound best. WNO Heavyweight Belt. As the landscape of professional grappling evolved, promotions like Who's Number 1, WNO, began to shift towards a championship belt system, presenting another opportunity for Gordon Ryan to extend his reign. He seized it. At the WNO Who's Next finale on July 14, 2022, Ryan faced Pedro Marinho for the vacant WNO heavyweight title. In a highly dominant performance, Ryan controlled the match, eventually passing Marinho's guard, taking the back and securing the victory with a rear naked choke. This win earned him his first WNO belt. Just 1 month later, on August 7, 2022, he made his first title defense against his longtime rival Felipe Pena. In a grueling no-time limit war that lasted nearly 45 minutes, Ryan wore Pena down with relentless pressure, ultimately forcing a verbal submission and retaining his heavyweight strap. ADCC 2022 Superfight and Weight Gold. The ADCC World Championship in 2022 saw Gordon Ryan undertake an unprecedented challenge. He decided to compete in the newly formed plus 99-kilogram division and in the prestigious superfight reserved for the reigning champion, something no competitor had ever attempted before. In the plus 99-kilogram weight class division, he once again showcased his systematic dominance. He submitted 3 of his 4 opponents, including a blistering 11-second heel hook in the semifinals, to capture his 3rd different ADCC weight class gold. However, the true highlight was the superfight. Here Ryan met Andre Galvao, widely regarded as the greatest ADCC competitor of all time. Galvao was a six-time ADCC champion who had not been submitted in ADCC in over a decade. This was a generational clash, a battle for the undisputed title of greatest of all time. Ryan, under immense pressure, delivered a transcendent performance. He systematically broke down Galvao's game, securing sweeps, passing his guard, taking the back, and ultimately finishing the match with a rear-naked choke. It was a clinical, dominant victory that not only added the superfight crown to his collection, but also marked the historic submission of a legend. This single event saw Ryan claim 2 golds, bringing his total ADCC titles to 5, and becoming the first person in history to win a weight class and the superfight in the same year. 2024. The dual superfight coronation. Following his historic ADCC 2022 performance, Gordon Ryan took a significant hiatus from competition, a period marked by well-documented health issues. His return was set for ADCC 2024, where in another unprecedented move he was scheduled for 2 separate superfights. The first carried immense narrative weight, a rematch against Felipe Pena, the only man to hold a winning record against him. In their 4th meeting, Ryan demonstrated that his time away had not diminished his skill. In a strategic 20-minute match, he outmaneuvered Pena, securing the only points of the contest to win a 2-0 decision and finally level their rivalry at 2 wins apiece. However, the drama was just beginning. Ryan had torn his knee during the brutal match against Pena. Despite the severe injury, he walked out the next day for his second superfight against 2-time ADCC champion Yuri Simoes. What followed was a stunning display of heart and technique. Fighting through visible pain, Ryan put on an absolute clinic, dominating Simoes from start to finish and winning by a staggering 21-0 score. Winning 2 superfights with a torn knee cemented his legacy not just as a king, but as an indomitable force of will. From that foundational bronze medal at purple belt to the sheer resilience shown at ADCC 2024, Gordon Ryan's competitive trophy timeline isn't just a collection of medals. It's a meticulously detailed roadmap for how a singular obsession combined with relentless dedication can be transmuted into an enduring legacy. Whether you view him as the undisputed GOAT or simply the most polarizing figure in the sport, the numbers provide an objective truth. 7 ADCC golds, 4 EBI titles, and a shelf that, were it not reinforced, would surely sag under the sheer weight of submission grappling history. So, after laying out this entire inventory of dominance, we have to ask, what do you believe is the single greatest achievement on this list? Drop a comment and hit subscribe for more content.